Hello, my name is Dan Hill. I'm a Cayuga Heron. I live at the Cayuga Share Farm in Union Springs, New York. I've been there since '05. I moved back to take care of the Share Farm and help raise awareness of our moving home, our coming home. So a lot of things have changed in there, but what I do, I make jewelry. I make traditional artwork. I call it Haudenosaunee trade silver, and because it's a mixture of the fur trade time period silver that was used in the fur trade, and our stories, our creation stories. So I mix those designs, and that's what I try to get across, because I like to tell the stories of who we are and how we think and how we hold things important that are different than the mainstream people's society. We look at things a lot different. We look at protecting and preserving our natural world, and so that's why I do what I do, because it gives me a chance to share those ideas my grandmother taught me. And so I have a variety of things here that I'm making, and I have two sets of tools. I can do things without electricity and with electricity, because I think that we need to know how to keep those old ideas alive as far as how to work and how to make things. Before there was metal from the fur trade, we used to use bone. This is a elk antler, and shell, and we make wampum. We make pendants out of shells. Originally it was seashells and that type of thing, but there's shells all over. But the way to make things is you have to carve out, this is a 4 directions pendant or earring, and so you have to carve that out, cut that out into the shape that you want. And I use one of our drills that has been adopted to be a metal drill, but this is all mechanically as old as before contact. If these spirals were a string, this is how we would make holes before the colonials came and brought the metal tools. So this would be a string and a stone on a stick and a flint drill, and you would move the base, move it up and down like this. And they adopted this. I try to make stuff that I can take back as far as I can. This made it so that you can do things all the way through without having to do it on either end. From that, I try to make as much as possible as far as the clan symbols. I have a turtle here chomping on a tree. That's one of the clans. This is what the colonials brought in was a crown and hearts. This is a crown and hearts. And so when you get 2 crown and hearts and you get married, you have 2 hearts joined. And so on this one, I put this one on top is a beaver, and this on the bottom is a turtle. So when 2 people get married, I put their clans on the marriage brooch. These are marriage brooches. So a lot of times I'm trying to make things that people want to bring those stories up. This is kind of topical. This is a baby buffalo, and the holes on the side here are the hoofs of the other grown adult buffalo, and they're protecting the baby. This is the Confederacy, the Hiawatha belt, and it would be worn as a pendant. So these are all works in progress. Sometimes I get a chance to do more. I make lacrosse sticks. These are silver lacrosse sticks, and I have to put the netting in there, and then you have to do things kind of backwards. You have to polish it, then you have to stamp it after you polish it, after it's all, and then you got to put it together. So sometimes you can't do things in what seems like a logical progression. So you have to learn all those little tricks. Takes time to figure out what you're doing. This is a jeweler saw, and these are the jeweler blades. Some are even finer than that. This is about a 1, and they have a -4, -5. That is really, really fine. And when you're cutting, you have to be aware of your tension. You have to be aware of making sure the piece is secure, because once that bends, it'll break your blades. So I made this clamp here in this bench, in the jeweler's bench. And you got to be careful you don't cut yourself. So that one's got a scalloped edge to it. And so all the designs that you put inside here are done with a jeweler's blade. Before, it would be done by soaking this and getting it soft, and then you would take a obsidian blade and cut the design and have to retrace it to get the design that you wanted. So you'd have to do it as pretty slowly, but it helps when it's wet or warm. You boil it, it becomes softer, and then it'll come back to this hardness. So I try to do things and have hand tools that aren't electric. There's other things that you can do. So I'm still learning.